Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Dylan with Tucson Future Classics, and that is our 1981 Chrysler Cordoba. So an 81 Cordoba may not be a vehicle too many of you are familiar with because just almost none of them survived. They all kind of got just chewed up, spit out, and used up and crushed. It is on the J-body platform, so it's the second generation Cordoba. Same thing as the Dodge Mirada or the Chrysler Imperial. So starting under the hood, pretty simple. I'll just point out the few things that we have changed. Brand new ground strap, hooking up to the block there with a old but good battery on it. We did upper radiator hoses, flushed the cooling system, fresh coolant, and a new expansion tank. It's got decent belts on it, and as you can see, like I said, it's had a little bit of work done to it, as evidenced by the Mickey Thompson heads. All wiring's all in there. It's plumbed up. Everything works on it, which is pretty nice. And that right there was kind of the giveaway. That is a much larger diameter water neck and thermostat than the later passenger car models like the low compression the Smoggers had. So it's pretty competent and has a bit more interesting of a story behind it. You can see the 2-barrel carb underneath there. And just to show you, exhaust manifolds, I'm going to hold on to those. And we're just going to go right in here right now, give you an idea of how easy this starts on a cold start. Key on. One pump for the accelerator pump and to set that choke. Straight to high idle. Thing's pretty good. Even with the sun-baked paint on top and the plastics that have been roached by the desert sun, still has a ton of presence. You're not going to see another one when you pull into a parking lot. This one was owned by an old school hot rodder out in Coolidge who, as his health failed, decided to thin the herd, which means that this isn't entirely stock. The 318 V8 replaced with a 360 out of a 68 to 70 van or heavy-duty truck by our best guess. We can tell it because it has the oversized water neck for better cooling on the commercial applications. So you get a little bit higher compression, a little bit of a bump there. It's got 1 7/8 dual exhausts, no crossover, so it sounds like a dirt track car, and just a 2-barrel on it. So, you know, one pump to set the choke, feed it fuel, it'll bark off in like a turn and a half. As you can see, it's still got pretty much all of its original accoutrement and trim in here. The interior is in remarkably good shape. And peep that, even the backseat passengers get their own ashtray on the door. I mean, it's just a big squishy coupe. We have this bezel here, but it got sun warped pretty bad. So we took it off to see if we could source another one, but to no avail. Still got your ashtray. And even in here, because I need to open this in a second, got the Cordoba books and the remote release for the trunk. But when I say couch, man, do I mean couch. These are some of the plushest, like grandma's sofa grade seats you are ever going to run into. You sit down in this thing and it'll just swallow you whole. Even the back seats. This being a 2-door personal luxury coupe from the 80s is not exactly big, but you can chill back here, even with the seat all the way back. Like, your knees are spread out, but you sink so far into this seat here that it's pretty cool. And it just, I'll flip this forward again, give you a bigger wide angle of just how clean the inside of this thing really is. I mean, God, even the headliner, no drooping, no sagging. This thing was kept pretty well so far as the interior is concerned. Stepping back outside now that it's come down off of high idle. You just thump the pedal once and it snaps it out of it. But just take a listen. It's pretty good. And the dual inch and 7/8 exhausts just, again, make it very hard to miss. Like, I'll keep my phone pointed back there quick. Yeah, it's fun. Real quick thing of note, that is actually 61,000 miles on this car. When we got it, it was box A miles, which means unaltered, verifiable mileage. When we filed the paperwork, unfortunately, the title shop marked it as exceeds mechanical limits / mileage unknown, but it kind of doesn't matter because while there's 61,000 miles on this chassis, I can't verify the life that the 360 up front has lived. Said this thing is clean. That does in fact even extend to the trunk. Like factory stickers on there. This is how the paint is supposed to look when the sun hasn't eaten through it. But like the trunk lining is awesome. Still totally intact. And if I flip this up, all through it, it's that clean all the way through and underneath. So like this has got really good bones and is pretty remarkably nice inside and underneath. Wait for traffic here to get the clear so I can get out of our little neighborhood. Just looking at, like, you know, temperatures just coming up off the peg as it gets warmed up. Alternators charging. Gauges are all gauging. It's a pretty solid starting point. You know, there's definitely still room for tuning on this thing. Like, it's a 2-barrel. It starts so darn good, and it runs acceptable. It has a bit of a part throttle stumble, as you hear right there, when you just tip into it. But it's an old 2-barrel. It'll run badly longer than most carburetors will run. You know, that, making sure the timing is completely and perfectly dialed in for driving conditions, that kind of stuff. There's still room for all that there. But this is a completely drivable, you know, fun classic and project car to work on and tinker with. Keep it loud, keep it a little obnoxious. Have fun with it. That's what it's all about. Here on Interstate 10. Staying cool, running good, takes not a lot of pedal to maintain 75 in this thing. I presume it's got a pretty low geared rear end, for fuel economy reasons in the late 70s and early 80s, which means this motor isn't working all that hard to push you down the highway, and your RPMs aren't that high. But yeah, for just cruising, it's pretty good. And all those expansion joints and concrete seams, nah, barely feel them. So, just got done with a 75-mile-an-hour blast up the interstate for about 8 or so miles, and I'm sitting at a light here on the off-ramp. Have been for about 4 minutes, maybe 5, and that temperature gauge has not moved up much at all. This thing does a pretty good job of staying cool. Just one more time on a smoother, a little bit higher speed road. I'll just show you, you know, is it fast? God, no. But is it a couch that feels like you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour? Yeah, it's got all the theatrics of speed. It's just dumb fun. That's really all this car is. It is dumb fun that you can work on and still use to reliably get around. Tinker with it, have fun, play with it. That's what these things are great at. God, I love these barges. Little squeeze for y'all. Just a little chirp. But there's 30. Stop straight and true. It's not bad, and it's a lot of fun. Is it fast? No. Does it sound fast? Yes. Can it be made fast? Absolutely. Will you care? Probably not. It is a couch that sounds like you're going Mach Jesus when you're moving at the speed of smell. It's just a really fun entry-level classic car, perfect for tinkering and cruising. If you like what you've seen so far and you want to learn more, please go to our website, TucsonFutureClassics.com. It'll have the full listing on the vehicle with pictures and a written description. And after looking through all that, if you're ready to come down and check this thing out in person, give us a phone call, shoot us a text message. You can email us, info@TucsonFutureClassics.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook Messenger or slide into our Instagram DMs. I will ask, though, we are an appointment-only dealership, and we're only a 4-person operation, so giving us heads up before you come down is crucial. Hopefully, I've told you everything you'd ever want to know about this thing, and if I have managed to do that, well, I've been Dylan. We'll see you soon.